Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Stands Out from the Crowd. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of history on my background of airbrushes and the paths that I took along the years and the reason why I've sort of come back full circle to a company that stands out from the crowd, and we're talking about H&S. Now I first started out with a Aerograph Super 63. So if you've not seen one of these are a very old brush. This one's got a few parts missing now, as you can see, but at the time when these have been out probably since the 50s, 60s, I think. I started with this and it was quite a very high-end detail brush at the time. So I was picking that up and then I was getting loads of troubles with it, with the washers and things like that, because they didn't like solvents and I was using a lot of solvents at the time. And the next brush that I picked up was second hand, £70 at the time, and it was a Focus silver bodied brush, had Focus written down the side, and the brand was H&S Steenbeck, but I didn't know H&S Steenbeck at the time. I was new to airbrushing. I just picked up the Aerograph and the next brush was the Focus. I didn't know Iwata, Badger, Rich Pen. I didn't know any of these brands at the time as a beginner, because you don't when you're just sort of coming into the airbrush world. So I had the Focus, and that was a 0.2 full chrome body, cupped to the top, and I absolutely loved it. I just permanently worked with the Focus, and then that's what sort of opened my eyes up to H&S Steenbeck, looking then at their other brands of brushes. And at the time, birthday came round, wife went, "What do you want for your birthday?" I went, "I'd love a new brush." And I picked up the Evolution Silverline Solo 2-in-1. So you get the 2 cups with this, and you also get a 0.4 and a 0.2. So I thought that would be a really good combo to go with. I've got a 0.4 and a 0.2, and absolutely loved the Evolution. Now this must be getting on probably 15 years old now, this brush, and it absolutely works like it did the day it came out of the box. So a brilliant brush, stuck with the H&S Evolution for many years. And then I was looking for another brush, and the Infinity was like been released, but I was still on the Focus. I was still on the Evolution. Always wanted the Infinity, loved the look of it, but at the time the price was sort of out of my range. So I stuck with the Evolution and then put some money by and brought my first Infinity, which was not this one, but same brush. It was the original first Infinity, wasn't the CR Plus. Had that and absolutely loved it, because it's a really comfortable brush, brilliant for detail. I got that on a 0.15 and I was smashing out all my work with the Infinity. Wouldn't put it down, permanently on the Infinity. Then sold that one and brought another Infinity, which is this one here. So it's a CR Plus. This one's been tweaked, so I've done the polish back, changed the trigger top to this, so you've got a nice different trigger top. Got the V2 needle on the 0.15, and I've got the original 0.15 brass nozzle in, and I just absolutely love it. It's a brilliant brush. So permanently on the first Infinity. Then I sort of moved into Iwata, sort of found the Iwata brand and went down the Iwata brand and brought, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 Iwatas on the wall, and I jumped straight into the Custom Micron, which is the CMSB V2 on a 0.18 side feed. Now they don't make these anymore. The next model that you'd get from this would be the Custom Takumi. So I was using this and absolutely loved it, and put the Infinity down. The H&S Steenbeck stayed on the shelf, didn't pick them up. I was like, Iwata, love the Iwatas, and permanently using the Custom Micron for my detail. Brought some of the other Iwatas that you see on the wall and just stuck with Iwata. And then Creos came out, and Creos launched a load of brushes, and I've done reviews on these. And this is a sort of when I was coming into sort of the YouTube career and started just doing a little bit of YouTube starting off. Then I started doing reviews on the brushes that I had. So I went on to Creos, picked up the PS270 Mr. Hobby, which I've recommended this on the channel to everybody really on the review. It's a good brush for the price that you get the brush at. It's a good brush. So I jumped onto Creos, put the eye waters down, H&S still on the shelf, using the Creos, brought the 270, then brought the PS290 for bigger applications of paint, so I got that one. And then I picked up the PS771 for detail on a 0.18, using the PS771 for all my detail. Then went over to Badger, picked up the Sotar. So I've gone through the sort of brands, guys, along the years. Over the 14-15 years of airbrushing, I've sort of gone through these brushes and kept the ones that I've really liked along the way. And then I got a message from Warrick at H&S Steenbeck. It was on Facebook, and I just caught this message on my old phone, and it was like, ooh, who's this? And it said H&S Steenbeck. So we got chatting, and Warrick said, I'd like to send you out the Ultra. And it was like just a big breath of fresh air. It was like, oh, this could be cool. So he sent me the brush, and I was getting sort of, these brushes were getting just a little bit stagnant. I find using them, you just pick the brush up, and it was like, yeah, sort of that stagnant feel with them. Got the Ultra sent out, and then when I got the Ultra out of the box, which is this one here, it just flooded memories back for me to when I had the Focus, when I very first started out, and it was like, wow, this just feels like the Focus when I first started airbrushing. So it's took me full circle, and now I'm sort of moving back into the H&S's. I'm really liking my H&S's again, and I'm putting the other brushes down. So getting the Ultra out of the box, all the nostalgia just flooded back to the Focus days, and I'm enjoying painting. Picking this brush up is making me enjoy airbrushing again and not feeling stagnant with other brushes, because there's new features on the H&S, and H&S they've relaunched the Ultra with all the tweaks and the new machining that's been done on it, with the new trigger, the feel, the collar sleeve to the piece here, and just working with this. I've done 3 videos or 4 videos on the channel, so give them a look, guys, because I've been using the Ultra and really sort of like pushing it in sort of my style of painting, from doing portraits, a little bit of effects and things like that. And I'm just absolutely digging the Ultra, and it's just really nice to go full circle after all these years and come back to the brand that I started with, and it's just making me want to paint. So if you are looking for a beginner's brush, guys, and you want to jump on the ride of airbrushing with a company and a brand that just makes some incredible brushes, check out H&S, have a look at the Ultra. And the reason why I say these are brilliant brushes and they stand out from the crowd is they're really pushing the boundaries with the new style of brushes. As I say, other brushes are sort of stagnant. They really are. They just feel stagnant for me. You've got new features on this brush that just open up your eyes and make you want to paint. The brush makes you want to paint, and you enjoy painting. And when it comes to parts, stripping them down, cleaning them, they're the easiest brush. You've not got to get like little spanners. You get the little spanners on most of these ones. If you get any problems and you're having to strip them down, you've got to take a spanner to it. None of that with the H&S. The modular systems on the H&S with the floating nozzles, and it's just easier to get on with, and that will make your journey in airbrushing so much more enjoyable if you've got a brush that just becomes easier. It makes your life easier, and that's what you want starting out as a beginner. So brilliant to come back round, and it's been an absolute pleasure to do some like work with H&S. Hope there's more coming up in the future, because it's just been really nice, as I say, to come full circle again from all these brands and come back to where I started and just start the journey again. It just feels like I'm starting out my beginning airbrush journey with you guys that are starting, and it's good to pick up a cracking brand. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. I'll leave links in the description to H&S YouTube site where you can go over, watch the videos that Warrick's done on the Ultra. You'll enjoy it, and it'll just point you in the right direction. You'll see how the brush works. So I'll leave a link to that. Check out the ones on the channel where I'm using the Ultra, the recent ones. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, drop us a thumbs up if you're liking the content, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.